Hey, in this video, I want to talk about, is Section 21 going to mean the death of landlords? Is property investing finally over? Let me talk to you about my thoughts on that and lots more in this video. So do make sure you follow along to the end. Now, I'm James Nicholson. I've been a property investor for 20 years now, and this channel is all about my investment journey. You get to follow me along the way, find out about all my deals, the ins and outs. There's tons of videos on here, and I'm building a portfolio for myself, but not only that, for my two daughters. We've got Georgia, who's 21. We've just completed our first property auction deal, and we documented that on this channel, which you can go and see all the videos on that. We're just completing our second deal, which we're desperate to show you, which will be finished hopefully by the end of August, and my new baby Amelie as well. So we want you to invite you to join us on a journey together. See the good, the bad, and the ugly of property investing. And you can do that by taking this finger of power, smashing that subscribe button over there, and hitting the bell notification and getting all the latest updates. Now, as I said, I'm James Nicholson, and Section 21 is the process that you will use to get rid of a tenant that you don't want in your property. It's the notice that you're going to give them. Now, that's being abolished. And what that means is a lot for landlords. Now, potentially, it could mean that you could get stuck with a bad tenant. Now, with Section 21, if you serve a Section 21 notice, it can take up to a year to actually get that person out of your property. So imagine if you've got a tenant that's ruined your property, smashed it all up, they're not paying you rent, and it still takes you a year to get them out. You're never going to get that rent back paid. You're never going to get all the legal fees back either. That's really frustrating. Now, with Section 21 abolished, it means that you can't get rid of a tenant for no fault eviction. So what we mean by that is that if you just don't like them, then you can't get rid of them. And so that could be good for the tenants. And I think that's very important that we protect tenants and make sure that their rights are considered too. Because why should you be able to just decide that you want to get rid of a tenant? And so if you need to now get rid of a tenant, you will need to have a reason, a valid reason to do that. So that could be that you want to sell the property, right? So if you want to sell the property, you could give them 2 months notice and get them out of that property. It's actually going to be faster when you have a reason to get them out of that property. So that's going to take 2 months rather than 12 months. So that's good. So if they are, and that's the reason, then that's a good thing, because there's a lot of properties that have tenants in situ and all that kind of stuff. And that can get really complicated with mortgage companies and stuff like that. Some lenders just don't like it, right? And so that is a good thing, that you can start clean, start fresh, and that's potentially a good reason. Now, if your tenant doesn't pay you as well, that's another valid reason to be able to give notice and get that tenant evicted from the property. And it's going to be faster to evict them than it was under Section 21, which is really important, because you don't want those arrears to accrue to an unmanageable amount of money. Other things that you can take action and get your property back is if you just want to live back in it yourself. Right, and so I've got properties, a lot of my properties over the years, I've lived in them, right? I've lived in them and then changed them into a buy-to-let at some point. And then maybe at some point I will want to go back to one of those properties. Hopefully not, but possibly I'll want to go back to one of those properties in the future. So that's another consideration that we look at here, is are we able to take that property back to live in on our own? Now, this Section 21 stuff is really important that you don't panic, because it impacts all landlords, right? Everyone is impacted by this, and that's really important that you understand that, because if you look at this and you say, it's only you that's impacted, it's not. So it's going to be reflected in the market, the stock value. It's going to be inflected in the rental values as well. And I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. I think looking after tenants is important. There are tons of properties out there by bad landlords that really aren't up to the health and safety standards that they should be. And that's just not good, right? And those people should be held accountable. And if you want to be a good landlord, you want to make some good money in the market, then don't fear regulation, because what it does is it takes out the amateur landlords from the market and it leaves just the strong, competent landlords out there that will succeed in that. And so that makes the market better for everybody. You will get less tenant issues and all of this sort of stuff. So I embrace regulation. I don't think it's a bad thing. Obviously, it's a bit frustrating the first time it comes around, but everyone's in the same boat, guys. If you have an estate agent, they will guide you through the process. They'll have everything in place that you need, and that's good too, right? And so don't panic about these sorts of things when they come out. So I don't think Section 21 is going to be the death of landlords at all, but I want to know what you think. What do you think about this? Do you think it's the death of landlords? Is it just another little thing that's making it even harder to be a landlord? Do comment below, guys. Give me a quick like on the video. That helps me. And we're thinking about running a live event. I'd like to invite you to that live event. But how can I know whether you want to come? Just comment below. Let me know if you'd be interested in attending a live event in London. I really want to know the sort of numbers, and if there's an appetite for that, then we'll be looking at running some live events very, very soon. I'm James Nicholson. Do join our Facebook group in the description below and go and check out this video right here. Bye for now.